What's happening, guys? Welcome to Coin Chat. This is the show designed to help make you more Bitcoin. I'm Luke. Today we're going over altcoin valuations, plus why you need to stay invested in crypto. It's an investing tip. I like to do one of these every single episode, so hopefully in a couple days, a couple weeks, and a couple months, however long you tune into a couple of these, I hope you take one lesson. And if you can take one lesson from this, maybe that makes you a more informed investor, and maybe that helps make you more Bitcoin. Today's lesson is from Not So Fast on Twitter, an absolute stand-up guy, a class act. So when he speaks, I listen. Today was no different. We're going to be going over that in a little bit. And then also throw your questions in there because this is a live episode. I like to keep these short, 5 or 10 minutes. Throw your questions in the live chat if you have them. I'm going to touch on those at the very end once I can cover the technical analysis, cover the investing tip, then I'll answer some questions from you guys, and then we'll wrap it up. Keep it short, keep it informative, and hopefully provide some value throughout. So I'm going to give a quick shout out to everyone in here. It's so cool, doing these every couple of days or once a week or something, and having a live audience every single night. Really thankful for that. So what's going on, Viola? Big Mac is always in here. What's going on, Big Mac? Daniel, Aaron's talking about Dragon Chain. A lot of guys in there talking about Dragon. We got Tro, the Blockchain Co, Jinja, Connor, Julio, Tro. All right, guys, the crowd's getting bigger each time. It's really cool to see what's going on. Katerov, Berlin, Dayon. Definitely throw a nice Life's a Cult, first time joining in. Throw a like, subscribe, comment, whatever you have to do. Turn on your notifications so you get notified when I go live, and you can get your questions answered. You can keep up with what's going on in the space, and hopefully you get one investing tip too. So this show's for you guys. You guys are going to make more Bitcoin if you just keep tuning in. So throw on the subscription, throw on the noties. I'm going to jump right into this, guys. Today, we're covering the ETH channel. I think this is a little bit more relevant because if you were trading today, if you were invested, if you were looking at Blockfolio, I know everyone in here probably was, you probably saw your alts doing very well. And I always cover what's going on in Bitcoin. Today I'm switching things up, and we're going to be looking at ETH today. And I use ETH because it's the biggest altcoin, and it's a really nice tool to use to kind of gauge what all the other altcoins are doing. Today we're going to be looking at altcoin valuations and trying to help you understand maybe why alts are doing so well now, both from an investment standpoint and from a trading standpoint. Why so many people are able to post charts, why so many people are going to start winning trades is my thesis, and why those alts will outperform in the next 3 to 6 months, outperform Bitcoin. So I made a thread on Twitter. This was a week ago, so this was 6 days ago, and kind of gave my thesis of why alts are going to really start doing well. And I based this off relative valuation. So I'm always looking at how Bitcoin's priced. I'm looking at how altcoins are priced. You have to price your alt in Bitcoin because right now, every exchange, every account you trade with is denominated in Bitcoin. Maybe in the future that changes, but for now, the opportunity cost of investing in an alt is being in Bitcoin. You have to compare to Bitcoin. So in this thread, previously I'd used the Bitcoin channel as the timing mechanism. So when Bitcoin, is at the top of this channel, when it's overbought, when it's strong, that's when you sell out of Bitcoin. That's when you move into the alts. It gives you the most alt for your Bitcoin. Bitcoin also probably has the smallest chance of increasing in value. It might go sideways. Give the alt a chance to pop. This time I'm going to switch it up. And with this thread, I switched it up. I'm going inverse. So we're looking at ETH now. So it's just the Bitcoin channel flipped. And I give a little disclaimer. I give a disclaimer in this. This is certainly not financial advice, guys. I'm not a financial advisor. Just sharing this for you, hopefully helping you make some more Bitcoin. So my thesis 6 days ago was that alts are going to start outperforming Bitcoin, both in the short term and also in the long term. The reason why and how I came up with that, I looked at the long-term ETH channel. Up here, ETH is expensive. Alts are expensive. They're strong. Down here, alts are cheap. They're weak. And right here is when we started the previous alt cycle. Oddly enough, that was 1 year ago. Started in January. This is the peak. This is when you saw most alts peak. If you look at almost any alt chart across the board, that was right in June. And ever since, they've been trending down. So a lot of people have seen their Bitcoin balance go down, has been shrinking, even if the US dollar value has been increasing. That's because alts have been in a downtrend. What we just saw on December 7th, and look at where we are now, December 7th, I think we saw the bottom. And I don't like to call bottoms, I don't like to call tops, but I think we saw the lowest point in this alt cycle for those alts. What that means for me is that if you're investing or creating those long-term positions in alts, and I'm saying long-term in crypto is 6 months to a year, looking at how your alts would have performed if you would have invested towards the bottom of the channel. This is investing the beginning of 2017 when they're at the bottom of the channel. Look at how well the alts would have done against Bitcoin. 6,000%. Bitcoin's down here at 800%. If you invested in June when alts were at the top of the channel, Bitcoin probably outperformed all of them. You would have done better if you just would have held Bitcoin. So now looking at where we are again, we're back at the bottom of the channel. What that meant for me 6 days ago, it was a hint, alts are going to start doing well, both in terms of longer term investments and also in terms of trading. So for trading, I said things are a little bit more complicated. Obviously, you can make money when alts are going down. You just have to be surgical. You have to be really technical. You have to be so good at taking profits. It's a tough game. You guys know how easy it is to make money in Bitcoin when it's rising as opposed to trying to short it. Same kind of thing happening here. So now as you see alts, they're cheap and they're rising up. If this is them cheap at the bottom of the channel and they're rising up, it's going to be a lot easier to trade altcoins. It's going to be a lot easier to be in them, and you're going to be seeing a lot more people make gains from them. I think they're going to outperform. My thesis, like I said 6 days ago, it remains. I think they'll outperform in the next 3 to 6 months, and I think trading them will be a lot easier. That's why I'm going to be a little bit more aggressive in my alt strategy. Set those targets off a little bit farther, maybe take some more trades that I wouldn't have taken over the past couple of months. That's what I want to talk about in terms of technical analysis today, guys. And then something a little bit more general. This can help the entire crowd for trading and investing. A tweet today from Not So Fast. Like I said, stand-up guy. Every single time I've had a question and come to him for advice or anything, he's had an answer. So like I said, when he talks, I listen. Today he tweeted, I was down 68% from portfolio all-time high, value past 5 months. That all-time high I was talking about ticked back to negative 50% today. For all the don't measure wins in USD, I use USD valuation to mentally weather the drawdown. Maintain exposure to the unprecedented exponential gains. So this is what stuck with me. And what this made me think of was a graphic that I've read before in a JP Morgan Guide to the Markets book. I have it back here on the counter. On here, it shows if you are not invested in the market, what he's saying by maintaining exposure, you have to be invested in this market, guys. You can't, take all your money off the table. If you missed a couple days, 10 days, 20 days, 30 days, look at how much smaller the returns are in the stock market. You can imagine how big the difference is for alts. So if you missed this past week in alts, or if you missed Bitcoin when it rose 25% a day, you missed out on these massive gains. You have to maintain exposure. I think Not So Fast is spot on here. I think it's great advice. And, whether you have to dial back how much of your net worth is in this, whether you have to adjust it to fit your risk tolerance level, but stay invested in this asset class. Billions of dollars are flowing in, and I think he is right on the money here, guys. And I think this is going to help you make more Bitcoin. If you're ever thinking about going all the cash, I can't give you advice. I'm not a financial advisor, but I wouldn't do that personally, and I don't think he would either. He's saying stay invested. I think it's great advice. With that, that's all I have, guys. I'm going to take some questions. Who do we have here? We have 2 minutes. Fire the questions in, and I will see what I can cover. Crypto Chick, she says, I believe in maintaining exposure. She holds. That's great. Yeah, holding for a lot of people, that's all you need to do. Just stay invested in the market. There's billions and billions of dollars. The market cap just crossed, $600 billion. There's so much new money coming in, guys. Stay invested in this, whether it's 1% of your net worth or whatever it is, stay invested. Berlin has a question. Best cold storage recommendation. I like my Ledger Nano S. That's a hardware wallet. I would go with a hardware wallet, honestly. Life's a cult. Very good question. They say, is it just ETH that's at a low or other alts too? So I use ETH because this is it's very telling of what's going on in all the other alt markets. So this is my view that the entire alt space is cheap, is cheap relative to Bitcoin at this point. So over the next 3 to 6 months, I think it outperforms, and I think trading is a lot easier going forward as long as this channel holds. That's my thesis. Daniel has a question. He says, what coin do you think Coinbase will add next? Who knows, man? You got to check Reddit. You got to check Twitter. Your guess is as good as mine. It could be, like Big Mac said, Ripple's pumping. All these coins are, Quantstamp tweeted a picture and they could be added. Who knows, guys? I don't try to chase the FOMO, chase the Twitter pumps. We're coming up. Lamb says, please talk more about Singularity Project. I do know a couple guys in that team, and they're doing an incredible job. I'm really excited for that project. That's all I can really say here. That's all I can fit in. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Lou Chessie, I don't have time for the McAfee comment. Maybe next time. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I like to keep these 10 minutes. Hopefully it provided a little bit of value. Please like, comment, subscribe, get the notifications when I go live so I can keep helping you understand this space, understand what's going on, keep bringing you, people that I look up to, people that I get knowledge from. I don't know everything, so it helps if we get different perspectives in here. And then the end goal is to earn you more Bitcoin. Thanks for tuning in. I'm signing off. I'll see you guys on Twitter tomorrow. Thanks, guys.